Hi, I'm Richard Lee with Lee & Associates. We're a land planning firm located right here in Austin, Texas. And we work on sites all around the United States, but it's always nice to be right back here in the Texas Hill Country working on another great project. Our role here is to gather good information about the site's natural characteristics and then combine that with environmentally conscious planning tools. Our goal is to create a project that has low impact on both the ecosystem and the community. We've condensed about 7 months of land planning into this 7-minute video, but I hope it gives you a glimpse into the methods that we use to create this land plan. This 20-acre site that we have been asked to work on is known as Canyonside at Falconhead West. It's located here on the western edge of Bee Cave along Highway 71 at the main entry to Falconhead West. We begin each project with a series of site visits, and as you can see here, there are plenty of spectacular site features. In addition to over 966 trees, there are these tremendous views to the north. And there's a canyon directly behind the property which has over 100 acres of natural area and is home to the Bee Cave Primitive Trail System. In addition to natural features, there are a series of governing documents that help us with the direction in our land planning. This tract is subject to a development agreement between Bee Cave and the original Falconhead developer, together with Bee Cave's Code of Ordinances and the 2009 Comprehensive Plan. The most unique feature we see on this site are these trees. This part of the hill country sits on geology known as the Glen Rose Formation. It's characterized by the hard limestone layers and shallow soils. It typically supports these native grasses and these juniper trees. But it appears the original ranchers may have culled the juniper trees from the site, leaving a healthy population of hardwoods, some of which exceed 40 inches in diameter. We've surveyed and showed all of these on our drawing, which will be one of the most important tools for our development plan. This is the corner of the tract at Highway 71. Because of the highway frontage, this site has a mixed-use zoning classification, which allows for both residential and commercial uses. This exhibit to the development agreement indicates the list of commercial uses which have been allowed or disallowed for the property. There's an obvious area closest to the main intersection which is clearly appropriate for commercial use. But these uses involve modules that are considerably larger than a residential use. For instance, this drawing shows a typical section for a standard parking lot width, which totals 63 feet. Office buildings and retail buildings have similar design minimums. If we incorporate these modules into an overall commercial layout, it can yield approximately 285,000 square feet of office and retail. But contrary to the goals in your comprehensive plan, it also necessitates a series of new commercial driveways entering the highway. And when we overlay this with our plan, watch what happens as we calculate tree mortality. These large commercial modules consume 5,834 caliper inches of trees, and that's a whopping 52% of all the trees on the site. Preserving tree cover is not just an ecological effort. The leaf density of these trees is one of the best known mechanisms for buffering sound. I'm standing here in the middle of the site, adjacent to Highway 71. I'm sure you can hear the ambient noise from the traffic. So I'm here on the site. It's the same day at the same time, but I've moved to an area that's behind these tree clusters. This is a remarkable sound difference here on the site, but this buffering just isn't here. It transfers to the adjoining residential areas as well. We gain considerably more design flexibility by using smaller detached residential modules. This residential design process begins with street layout, and the tree locations become our guide. This drawing comprises the entire street system for the project, including parking areas for the commercial component. When we overlay our trees and then do a mortality calculation, it only affects about 10% of the trees on the site. Our next step is to insert a variety of floor plans which can most effectively preserve trees. We can digitally manipulate these plans to best work around site conditions. Single-story plans allow us to work under the canopy of large trees, and the smaller footprint of a two-story plan helps us preserve critical root zones. This is the fully planned result for both the residential and the commercial portion. When we overlay the tree survey information, we can immediately translate to tree mortality. The fully developed tree mortality for this entire plan preserves almost 80% of the trees on the site. Compare the effects of this plan to the larger commercial modules in our preliminary analysis, which had a preservation rate of only 48%. With respect to the commercial portion of the plan, our discussions with the neighborhood group revolved around how to truly keep this neighborhood-centric. We envisioned an area where residents could feel comfortable arriving by bicycle or on foot, and which could have uses benefiting the neighborhood more so than drive-by traffic from the highway. We accomplished this by creating a simple traffic pattern which prohibits driveway access to the highway. This completed version of the land plan shows a swimming pool and amenity area as one of these neighborhood-centric uses. To take advantage of the views, we situated the curving shape of the pool open to the canyon below. We have included a series of cabanas and outdoor kitchens, along with a splash pad, playscape, indoor entertaining areas, and a multi-purpose meeting facility. It's a dramatically beautiful setting for a facility of this kind. I hope this opened up a brief window into the design philosophy of Lee & Associates. The concept of a low-impact design, especially on great hill country sites like these, is a reality. I hope you like the work we did on the Canyonside project. Thank you.